Hello, welcome to Cooking with Cornbread. Look like Madeline's over there eating ice. Y'all been excited? There she is. Alright, so, excuse my hand. So today we're doing chili. Red chili. We done white chili a few weeks ago. We're going to do pork loin and I forgot to pull it out. I don't know what she was doing. Forgot to pull it out before church at the freeze. So, I could have told the wife I could have thawed it. I was going to do pork loin with compound butter. But we did pork last week. Figured we'd do something different. Alright, let me get the video. Look like I'm crying from onions. Got my Dutch oven heating up. So I'm going to tell you what the recipe I've always used calls for, and then what I adjusted it to. I do this to show you that you can find a recipe and make it your base. Can't really do that too much with baking, but you can with chilies or savory dishes for sure. And everybody's got a chili recipe, so if my chili's better than yours. Hey, who cares? I like this one. My family does, so you got 2 pounds of... Hey, baby. What's happening?
My eyes are burning.
Wife just walked in. Got the Colts game. We're going to start it here in a minute. Okay. 2 pounds ground beef. 2 onions chopped. 4 cloves of garlic minced. 2 tablespoons of chili powder. 2 teaspoons salt. 2 teaspoons oregano. 4 14.5 ounce cans stewed tomatoes, 1 15-ounce can tomato sauce, and 1 15-ounce can of kidney beans with juice. And this is how I changed that. First of all, I added 3 tablespoons of cumin. Chili is not chili without cumin. I'm going to be putting some bay leaf in there, 2 bay leaves. I added probably a half teaspoon or so of celery seed and half teaspoon red pepper flake. And instead of regular those are diced. It'll be alright. Okay, so I did get stewed. I got 1 can of diced. That's alright, it's going to save me a step. I didn't even think about that. Okay. Stewed. I know I'm way out of frame here. Apologize. Stewed, okay. No problem. No problem. So instead, I'll pack both of them in here. Instead of regular stewed tomatoes, I get Italian style. Yep, great value because it's cheaper.
This is Italian style stewed potato.
Tomatoes. And I got one can of diced tomatoes. No problem. It's got garlic and basil in it. So I added the cumin. And another thing I done is it doesn't ever tell you to do it. Two things. It doesn't ever tell you to do it, but season your beef just like you would a steak or anything else. And I got probably 8 cloves of garlic in there. I like garlic. We're gonna get this going. So plop your meat in there. Go ahead and season the other side real quick, and your onions. Your onions and garlic are going to cook with the ground beef. So go ahead and put them in there with it. And then when you break up
I'm holding my 7 there.
when you break up your ground beef, excuse my hand again. As you break up your ground beef, you can it'll mix in this onion. So the ground beef and the onion and the garlic, all three cook together. And once the beef is brown, the onions will be pretty much done too.
Did you ever tell them you had onions in that bowl?
Yeah, I pre-cut my onions and garlic. Now, if you noticed, I saved my bowl that I had my onions and garlic in. There's a little bit left in there. It'd be all right. That's just because I got common sense,
That's who got common sense.
and I don't want to.
Yummy. You ever tried crumble?
She's saying crumble cookies are delicious. I don't want to do all the dishes. The recipe says to crush this up with your hand. I'll show you what I do.
Ew.
So I'll go ahead and drain this out. And I used to get all in a hurry and drain this out in the pot and then do what I'm fixing to show you. I cut them up. But if you got a bowl, you might as well use it. It's already dirty, right? It ain't gonna hurt putting those onions, tearing her up. It ain't gonna hurt putting extra stuff in it. It's not blood, it's tomatoes. So what I do, get me a few of them, just run the knife through it a couple of different ways. That's why I was saying it didn't really matter if it was the diced tomatoes, because we're dicing them up anyways. I don't know if it costs more. I don't know if there's a difference between a diced tomato and a stewed tomato. Could be. This is all the liquid it's getting, and tomato sauce.
Yeah, enough light. Whatever he's making.
She don't like chili. She's getting her grilled cheese.
Yeah. So.
So get you a silicone mat and break it up. Just all you gotta do is keep up with you stirring your ground beef. Crank that heat up just a little bit. You don't have to do this in a Dutch oven either. I prefer to do it in a Dutch oven. I like making all my stews and soups in a Dutch oven if it'll fit. If not, then I use my stock pot. It's a little bit bigger. Like the white chili I gotta do in my stock pot. You just need to make sure you got a lid for it. That's all. So all I'm doing is draining the juice that's in here out. Then I'll get the big chunks out, leaving as much as the liquid I can in the can so I don't have a big mess. Dump the remainder of the liquid in there. Brush your hair away from my cutting board, please.
Okay, I'm sure. Yes, mommy.
She just got in trouble for brushing her hair in here. She knows better. She's wanting to show off for y'all. To be on camera, she may have gotten told to do it. She's gonna get her split ends trimmed up here shortly. This is a super simple recipe. I just adapted it to my liking. If you like more heat than that, then add more red pepper flake. It doesn't call for any garlic, or not garlic, pepper. I always add my salt and pepper at the end. I'm adding the salt that it calls for, but taste it. Taste your food. These are the diced ones. So I think it's going to be a little less chunky than what I like. That, again, it ain't no big deal. Yeah, but it's okay. No problem. Deal with it and go on. Didn't have to cut that one up, did I? She feels good. I think she just likes getting on camera. Last one. Oh, that was the tomato sauce. I always save that for. Yeah, there's one more can. I about messed up.
Italian stewed tomatoes.
Yep.
I want to open it.
Okay. All right. So once our beef gets.
I don't know how to do it.
Once our beef gets brown, that's all my seasonings.
How do you do it?
Spices. A little tricky. I'm gonna put them like we did last time. Before I add any more liquid, I'll drain the beef and then I'll add my spices, mix it up. And what that does is it opens the flavor up. Everything other than the bay leaf. Bay leaf will add after the liquid. And I'm doing this a few hours before we'll eat. It don't take that long to cook. But the longer you let these spices, like I always say, chili tastes better the next day. That's because the spice blend has been allowed, everything in there just kind of, marinating together. And since this only has one can of kidney beans, this is fairly keto friendly. I don't know about the tomatoes. Both Madeline and I got the sniffles from all them onions. So that's it. As far as the work, just gotta Gotta keep an eye on your browning beef here. Keep it mixed up and broken up. And this is almost better than halfway done. And there we go, waiting on it. Onions are softening. Ground beef's taking on that onion and garlic flavor as it cooks. Getting bored now, right? I was gonna do the ground beef beforehand and just like, I guess I could have had everything ready. I really wanted to show you what I do with the stewed tomatoes. Like the original recipe says bust it up with your spoon or whatever, and I've done that a few times. It's just a pain. I started cutting them up, and I just recently started reusing the bowl. I was like, it makes sense. This is almost browned off. And I like adding celery seeds to stuff. Got that off of dude on Food Network, Michael Simon. He don't add it in everything, but like a lot of his soups and dishes, stews and whatnot, he adds it to his barbecue sauce. You know, think about it, your mirepoix is what, celery, onion, and carrots, right? Recipe that I did use for chili called for celery, a mirepoix. This one I find is a little bit better. You won't find this lacking in flavor. Now what I'm going to do, I always do this, I got a dirty pan that I had left over from breakfast. I'm going to put my grease in it. You don't have to worry about getting it all out. If you used lean, I didn't use lean ground beef because I don't feel like paying that much for it. But if you use a ground deer, lean ground beef, I wouldn't even drain it. It's gonna have a little fat in it. Deer won't. But the juices that come out of it, you don't want to save, because that's a good flavor. All right, you hear it. It's starting to sizzle again. Don't be worried about getting your fingers dirty. That's why God made kitchen towels. All right, so like I said, before I add liquids, I'm gonna toast my you can do this in a dry pan, but you're messing up more dishes. I'm gonna toast my spice blend just briefly. I mean, it'll burn. You can really smell the spice blend now. I mean, it gets really fragrant. It opens it up just a little bit, man. I mean, you don't want to go very long at all. And that's what I saved. I didn't need to, because I got the whole bowl now of liquid. But you put your tomato paste or sauce in there. That slows her down. This will end up being a very thick chili. So before I grab the other liquid, maybe I should have used that. I mean, it ain't bad. Yeah, it stopped it. It slowed it down. Okay, and then we go in with our stewed tomatoes. Liquid first. And I would not wear a good shirt for this, or a white shirt. If you ever made chili before, you know why. Okay, so get that blended in. Go ahead and get you blended in, mixed in. Go ahead and get you 2 bay leaves, pretty good sized ones. Plop. And what we'll do is we'll bring this to a boil, then reduce to a simmer, cover with your lid, stir it every, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, just so it ain't burning on the bottom. That's why I use this thing. It's excellent for scraping. I don't know what else you use it for. I don't know what you're supposed to use it for, but I love it. I used to use a wooden spoon. This is wooden. It's got a rainbow type pattern. My daughter picked it out. Simmer for an hour, then we'll add the kidney beans. Let that heat or simmer, lid off for 20 minutes or until the beans heat through. And you're ready to serve. Like I said, I'm doing this early and it's real thick at this point right now. Them tomatoes are going to lose their juices. It'll get thinner as it cooks. So the onions aren't sweated all the way out either. I thought she's coming in and give me a kiss or something. My wife. So we get the lid. Flop it on. I have done this recipe over top of I need to wipe that off, a fire before, and it turned out really good. But that's why you use, I've got a black Dutch oven just for camping and stuff, so I used it. I didn't use this enamel one. So I still got my heat on high, and I'll be checking it periodically. We bring it to a boil, then reduce to a simmer, let it simmer for an hour. Add our kidney beans. That's when let it simmer. Lid off. I always leave my lid on though, because it's super thick. But lid off for 20 minutes, and then that's when you want to taste it. But I'm gonna let this, once it's done, it's in that, it'll retain its heat. I doubt I even have to heat it back up. I'll just move it to the back burner, and we're good to go. Man, this has been Cooking with Cornbread. I appreciate y'all.